Welcome back to the Banner Retreat podcast. Ron and I have been on the phone for like an hour and a half trying to deal with technology. We've upgraded it. We're better off for it, but we will figure it out eventually. But it's not completely made whole yet. So, if you're listening to this on Spotify or one of the platforms, and you're not seeing this, it's probably not going to make any difference to you.
Yeah.
But if you are seeing this, you might be seeing it live on YouTube right now. This is the first time we've ever done this, and so yeah, and we've also got I've also got a new way of recording, and it's a Rodecaster Pro 2. Super excited about that. Ryan's got a new one on his side too, but we've been trying to deal with some of those technical issues on that end, so we're gonna figure that all out over the next month and try it again.
I think that plays perfectly into the scripture I would have for us today, which is, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I've overcome the world.
There you go.
I feel like life's full of trouble a lot of times, but we take heart and peace because knowing that God is with us and He's on our side. For those of you who don't know, I was actually in an accident, and I actually we're recording this early, and I'll have surgery or have had surgery when this thing's released. But I got in an accident with a hedge trimmer and cut all five of my digits on my dominant hand, left hand. So it seems like cut on two of them pretty significant, and so it's going to be a trying time. It's going to be a long recovery, 5 to 6 month recovery. They're telling me so. My hunting and fishing this summer probably going to be pretty limited, and but the good thing is, I mean, I still got all my fingers, and hopefully I can get use of all of them by the end of the surgery and rehab and all that. So I mean, it could be worse. I could have easily lost my hand in that accident. So I just thinking about that scripture today, dealing with all the things, and still, I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, there's, I won't show you the other side, but they're all
There you
bandaged up and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the world has trouble, but I take heart. God's still good. He's still on the throne, and I was thinking about some things just in the midst of it. I ended up on an ambulance ride to Roanoke, and uh, actually met a guy named Chris who is an EMT, and he told me his life story. And ends up, I invited him to church. He said he's going to come to church. I invited the lady who took my blood to church. She hadn't been to church in a long time, and sometimes you have trouble and you don't kind of you ask God why, but you never know. It might be a door for you to show the light of Christ to someone else. So yeah, you're going to have hard times, difficulties going to come, things don't go the way, but in the end, God's still on the throne. He still saves. He still heals. He still moves. And ultimately, life still moves on, and God is good in all that.
That's right, man. That's right. And I was just seeing just this week one of my um, devotions went through Romans, and it talks about how we're more than conquerors. We are
Yeah.
more than conquerors, man. You and I talked about this on Sunday, and I didn't find out until early Sunday morning, and it happened at Saturday evening, and reached out to you and
Yeah.
came over and saw you, man. It was they were it's a pretty rough situation on your hand there. I was trying to explain that to somebody. I saw him as like, man, it was like your two middle fingers were like as big as my two thumbs together. I
Oh,
mean, it
yeah.
was swollen. But man, yeah, sometimes we look back on these situations and they seem small after a year from now. But like you and I talked about the other day, man, we don't know why we go through them, but there might be a testimony that's made through all this too. Somebody, whether it's at the hospital, it's a nurse or EMT
Right.
guy. It's like there's a reason for all of it, and man, we're praying for you to uh, to get full recovery from this, and praying that the Lord's with those people in the operating room tomorrow, and with the nurses, and so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping for full recovery. I mean, I guess the bright side is, and I told you this when we talked the other day, like it's not your trigger finger.
No, it's not. I'm left-handed. It is on my left hand, but I shoot right-handed. I'm right-eye dominant, so I mean this thing still works. So
Yeah,
I'm good. And And I was picking with my kids the other day, and people's been picking with me in general. It's like I can shoot a mean Spider-Man web, you know. And then somebody was like, "You can give me the NWO sign, sweet." So old wrestling. So it's been comical. I know. I had my beard long at that time, and of course, you can't blow dry a beard and do all the crap you got to do. For people who think beards are easy to maintain, you know, me and you both had long ones. They take a lot of work
Yeah.
to keep going, and so they don't feel like just nastiness. So one of my buddies, Matt Gaither, he said, "What'd you do? Cut your hand while you're trying to trim that beard with those hedge trimmers." And I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was just a kind of a freak accident. I just got a new set of hedge trimmers, and I really. I can't really go back in my mind to know exactly what happened, but it was definitely an accident. But those things happen all the time, and you just got to
Yeah.
rebound from it. And the positive thing also, it's not duck season, so or goose season, and hopefully I'll be ready and rocking by the time that comes around come September.
Yeah, no, it's and it's just a good reminder to everybody out there. I even talk about it in my job. We have safety moments, and just keep your mind and your eye and everything on tasks when you're doing those things. It's we can get super comfortable, and even just like everyday things like mowing the grass. We don't always trim hedges. There's a couple times a year maybe that you do that, but
Yeah,
you mow grass all the time. I had a family member cut off a couple toes with a push lawnmower. Man, it happens. It can happen anytime. Just keep your mind on your task and don't get too comfortable with it.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a lesson for all of us uh, to think about, to keep your mind on your business. Is what my dad used to say. He said you always got to keep your mind on your business, or you get messed up. And of course, I didn't in that moment, and I'm suffering the consequences for it. But it's I'll be better on the other side, hopefully. And the
Yeah,
doctors they seem to feel pretty good about the surgery. I mean, I cut 3 nerves and 2 tendons, so my pinky finger don't fold. And then one thing, I mean, if talking about surgery just a little bit, is your pinky finger and your pointer finger are part of your guard of your hand. So they like those to have feeling because you can get yourself in a mess if you're not careful. And so they want it to be really to have that guard on it. They want you to have feeling in it. Things. So
yeah, yeah. Well, man, yeah, definitely praying for your recovery. Might get to see you maybe tomorrow at some point, but if not, man, I'm sure we'll talk. Uh, and so I know that this is more probably like a choppy type podcast, but I'm just trying to fool with some of the live stream stuff too. I just tried to go into YouTube. Looked like we had a couple people in there, and I wanted to make sure that if there were like comments or questions or anything in there that we could answer them. There's not currently, so I actually backed out of that because for whatever reason it was coming through a different place. The audio is coming through a different place. But I guess just a couple of topics that I wanted to bring up while we were on here today,
yeah,
and it goes in lockstep with this software we're using. We're using Riverside, and this is just a trial for us, but it's going to give us the opportunity to do a couple different things, and one of those opportunities will be to have guests on the show. We've been wanting to do that, but we haven't had a good way of doing it because you and I stay so busy. And then a lot of our guests and a lot of people that we know that are in the industry just aren't local. They're not close, and it's just a hard thing to do. But there are softwares out there that make it possible. And so Riverside's one of those, and we're going to try that. So we're going to have some guests on the show over the next couple of months potentially, and we're going to have some gophers and people who have already said that they would sign up and kind of be some of our trial people, and very good guests from fishing to dog training to duck hunting, all the way around. We're going to try to keep it interesting, keep the topics flowing through here. So I mean it's amazing. We've went through 4 years of this, and it's 4 years. It's once a month. It's the first Monday of every month. Um, and you know,
And
you and I,
religiously, we've done
yeah,
it. We've done
yeah. I
it. I
think we
mean,
might have missed one Monday for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, we've definitely tried to bring the content to you all as the listeners.
and it's been a struggle to do that on some months, but it's also been, it's always rewarding to come together and talk about some things going on. And I see on your you got a new bumper. I see that you've been
Oh
making
yeah.
up. Look at that thing.
Man, so this is the one that stopped. It ended up stopping short because I hit the power button on the surge protector, and it just didn't like when it came back on. It was going straight back to where it was, but it just didn't look good after that. So I just went ahead and reprinted it. But there's a video coming for that one, and I'm super excited about that one. I'm really excited about that one because it all turned out really well. And if I had the final product here, I would show it to you, but it's actually upstairs. And I threw some yesterday for Mabel. It turned out great.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah,
pretty good.
he'd been making a bumper to hopefully bring to you guys, even maybe possibly at some point. But uh, really, it's cool to see it in action, and you've got that 3D printer, and you've been putting it to use and trying a lot of technology actually recently.
Yeah, yeah, and if you're on YouTube or if you're watching this live or either live or after the fact, the 3D printer is right here behind me, and luckily it's not running right now because it gets a little loud in here. But yeah, I made this from scratch out of Autodesk Fusion 360, and so I'm really proud of this product. I mean, it's not. I don't know that we'll sell them, but I challenged myself when I got a 3D printer that I was going to do some things like this, like whether it was dog training related or I'm really wanting to dive into doing some accessories for my boat because my boat has the T rail along the gunnel, and I'm really trying to do some of that stuff too, just for fun. And man, I tell you, it's you know the 3D printer is one of the coolest toys, maybe the coolest toy I've ever owned.
It's awesome to see. I mean, every time I see you or see a new video, it seems like there's always something new behind you, or
Yeah,
a new drawer, a new. You made shelves, and you also made those holders. I mean, for everything
yeah,
for the dog collars and all the clips and all that. I mean, that's incredible.
yeah, man. I got the LED sign there, and then the subscribe sign back here, and then like you said, yeah, those little like a toolbox type thing for the dog clips. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that, making a lot of good content with it, and kind of along those lines, and really goes back to some of the Riverside stuff. We've actually started a Patreon account, and I didn't know a whole lot about Patreon before I got on it. And it's really just an opportunity for our listeners to support us.
Yeah.
And we don't ask for money. We've never asked for money. We've always told everybody and been very clear and open that this is a side hustle for us, and it's really not even a side hustle. It's just we've done it for fun, and I think together, and as a business, we do things with excellence. Even like doing this podcast, I think we do a really good job of it, and I think I can pat ourselves on the back on this one because I think we do it really really well and with good quality. And in
And
order to
always
do
trying
some
to
of
get
that,
better. We're always
yeah,
trying to get better, and
absolutely,
ultimately, you just bought a new piece of equipment. I bought a new piece of equipment. We're trying a new software to be able to bring more guests, more people on board, so it's more interesting. And we know you guys love listening to us all the time, but it's good to bring in a extra guest and really tell the stories because sometimes, I mean, we got, like we said numerous times, you've got a daughter, you've got a full time job, you've got a wife. I've got three boys that are in three different sports, and all those things. It
yeah.
makes it sometimes tough to go hunting or get out and do things. But we're always trying to do things with excellence and try to make things better so that a listener can hear and even be encouraged. I mean, ultimately, we want everybody to be encouraged and move to that next. spot in the relationship with Christ. And this is a great avenue to just kind of tell our story, tell what we're doing, and do life together, really.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so, with Patreon, it there are subscriptions that it's a subscription based, and I'm pretty sure it's like $2 and $5 a month. Different tiers, different opportunities. There will be some exclusive content. I can't promise there's gonna be a lot of it, but you get a lot of behind the scenes. You get a lot to see a lot of like this, the studio that I'm creating, and Ryan can throw some stuff on there that's more just behind the scenes, the unfiltered type of content, if you will, and again, you can subscribe or not. It doesn't make a difference if we don't get subscribers, if we don't have any subscribers on Patreon, we will still do this. It's just an opportunity for people really to give and support what we're doing here. It can go to offset some of the costs on the podcast or the equipment or some of that stuff, and there's a free option too, so just get on Patreon. And of course, just anything that we do is the Bayard Retrieve. It's pretty universal for us. We don't have any competitors that are anywhere close to that title or name. So it's the Bayard Retrieve on Patreon. Check it out, and you can see different tiers on there. If you got any questions, or even if maybe you've got a business and you want to be a sponsor for the podcast, we're even looking at some of that stuff too. But again, I don't want this to be like a sales pitchy type thing, because I'm not there with this. It's more of just getting some of that support and helping us make this the best podcast as we can. Because a lot of time, even in the last 4 years that we've done this, when we first started doing this, it was bare minimum equipment. We were doing it basically out of your house, Ron.
Yeah.
And in 4 years, the podcast scene, the podcast world has
Evolved. I mean, it's changed.
greatly evolved,
Yeah.
great and very vast now. And to be an outlier and to set ourselves apart, to do things with that excellence and to do it with quality is going to make a difference, especially in our industry with the outdoors. So yeah, that's the plug for Patreon. We might talk about it and mention it on the coming podcasts. And I'm also trying to figure out how to make this a live stream on Patreon. It's currently live stream on YouTube. If we can get it live stream on Patreon, it will only be live stream on Patreon. And then, of course, outside of that, you'll just be able to hear the recording when it drops the first Monday of the month.
Yeah, I mean that's exciting news, and we're always trying to advance. And like you said from the beginning, we just want to do it all. I mean, we do. I mean, we've done everything from X, from Twitter to X when it flipped. We did Facebook. We have YouTube, and all those things are really growing and excelling. So it only made sense for us to continue on and get Patreon. So I'm excited for that new platform, and I think it'd be great for you to like you said, there's a free version also, and there's also where you can subscribe and help us out in that. And speaking of a sponsor, I actually had a guy who he did bring me something. I don't have it with me in here with me, but I got to give a shout out to Jamie Carter with Coal Miners Beef Jerky.
Boom.
Boom! I mean, he brought me every flavor from the Devil's Blood, I think is what it was called, to
Yeah, he told me he gave you 15 bags. He told me that you had some in there for me.
they're gone. I've already ate them all. I mean, they're my kids are destroying them right now. There's everything from dill pickle to jalapeno. I mean, he has a great supply. So this episode is brought to you by Coal Miners Beef Jerky. Right down here in Kegley, West Virginia, and man, he's got the best flavors in the market, I believe. That jerky is he made it in his backyard on a Rectex smoker, and I used to go over and get it when it come fresh off the grill, and he's been doing it now for years, and it's definitely a quality product and a
Oh yeah.
blind snack of choice. I would say that.
Oh, for
So
sure. And even if you don't even know where Kegley is, because most people don't. Then you can. I'm sure I know he's got a Facebook. I don't know about his website, but we can get all that information. Definitely, it's Coal Miner Beef Jerky, right?
yeah, Coal Miners Beef
In West
Jerky.
Virginia.
Yeah.
And so you can get on Facebook and send him a message, and I'm sure he would appreciate an order. You don't want to. I mean, we've got a little hobby here, but that's a business right there that sells good beef jerky. There's nothing like that beef
No,
jerky.
there's nothing like it.
Yeah, I
It's,
mean, trust the fat guy here. I've always
yeah.
don't just trust Ryan on that. He's a little skinnier than me, but I'm telling you, this is the beef jerky that you want to have in your cabinet at home.
Well, it was awesome. One of our friends, mutual friend, Brandon Davis. It's right by his house down there. Is where it's at. He's like, man, I saw him make a post about coal miners beef jerky, and I told him what flavor I liked. He ended up brought me 2 bags to church on Sunday. Also, when Jamie brought those to me, so we've been smashing it, and I will save you a bag, one maybe.
There you go. There you go.
So
Well, I need to reach out to Jamie myself, and yeah, we would definitely would love to include him in this in the future. He's told me the other day at church he does a little bit of duck hunting, and he's
oh yeah.
done some out west. So maybe we can figure out take him out duck hunting here this season.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
absolutely. Especially if he brings the blind snack, we'll definitely take him out one time for that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, I think this one was one that I just wanted to I wanted to mention the Patreon and our social media, and that social media really drives us through the off season. And I was just telling somebody the other day, and I don't even know that we've mentioned this on the podcast here, Ryan. I know we've talked about it together because small businesses have to pay taxes, and we every year when you and I go to pay taxes, we always have a conversation about what works and what doesn't work. And I know that we have a beautiful black lab on our logo. It's right behind Ryan. It's right behind me, and it's the banded retrieve. And this is a duck hunting. We have duck hunting to our core, and but at the same time, we do things on the off season. And I think that a lot of what we do and the content we bring, it's not all going to be relative to duck hunting, but it might be relative to the outdoors. And really, what's kind of like pulled my strings here lately is that we utilize a lot of good equipment.
Yeah.
We have, I mean, again, I've already done some behind the scenes things on the podcast on Patreon. If you jump on there, even on the free membership, you'll see it. We get the best equipment. I mean, the best of the best. You and I have always talked. You either pay now or you pay later. And
Right.
I've always, if you got the money now, you do it now. Buy the best gun, buy the best boat, buy the best waders, buy the best electronics for your boat. It's like we've
Yeah.
talked about all that stuff, and we've got quite the collection, and we've got quite the experience on how our gear, how our equipment works, and I think that's really going to be what drives the YouTube going forward. And I don't know that I would say it's even going to be review based. It might grow into that, but it's more of just like info sharing. So
Yeah.
this is the troller motor I got, and this is why I like it, or this is the soundboard we got, and this is why we like it. That might be some of the stuff that you see on there. So it might not all be considered outdoors. So I guess for our core listeners, our core uh, uh, followers, if you
Yeah.
will, who listen to this podcast, I don't want there to be like the thought that like we're going off the rails or we're going elsewhere. We're definitely not. We're just sharing the experiences that we've had, and then as always, our core beliefs and our core values here is faith, family, and legacy, and that will always stay true. And so yeah, I mean we have to stay a little bit more broad because we can't we're not Ramsey Russell. We can't duck hunt every single day of the year. I
Yeah.
wish I could. Maybe you can make that possible on Patreon.
Yeah.
But
We only need 3,577 subscribers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. At $5 a piece.
Yeah.
Make sure you click the top tier.
Thank
Um,
you.
but no, I mean, yeah, we can't. Like, it's just not possible. It's not possible for us to do that. And so, in order to stay current, stay relevant on our content, we've got to do more. And we're in fishing season now, and turkey season's out. We didn't even talk about turkey season. There was nothing to talk about for turkey
Yeah, they didn't gobble anymore. I mean, everybody I talked to. I mean, I had some pros that were like, "Man, this is the worst turkey season," because they were all gobbling before season. We had a warm spell, and then it got cold again, and then it's like they shut up. I mean, I've heard so many old timers say it's the worst turkey season they had ever, and I'm like, man, well, you know why? It's because me and B started turkey hunting.
Yeah,
It's like when ducks, everybody's like, "Oh, it's the worst duck season ever." Well, wait till next year, boys. I
yeah,
mean, I mean, it seems like it's always that for
yeah.
us. But
I know it, but I mean, we can touch back on some of that, and really, like even one of the guests that we have lined up, Edward, my buddy Edward, said that he would do it, and
oh yeah,
we can talk about some turkey hunting with him too. So we've got quite the lineup. We've got a vision here. I think that's one of the biggest things. And that's where, um, I guess that's a summary of the podcast today. We have a vision. We have a direction that we're going to go in, whether it's the podcast or content or YouTube or whatever. And just always keeping the main thing, faith, family, legacy. That's what we want to do. But we've talked enough about it. But if you guys don't already, please go and subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on X, and all the other things that you should follow us on. Maybe TikTok. Maybe I can come back around to TikTok. I'm pretty salty about those guys.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Give us a follow, give a like and share if you can, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you
yeah,
and be a part of what we're doing here with the Banded Retrieve. We're definitely just a couple of friends who love to hunt together and ultimately start buying some great gear, and we want to bring all that to you, and sometimes we find some good secrets and that we want to bring out to you, like and in good food. And one of those was the coal miners beef jerky. I'm telling you, if you got anything from this podcast, you need to go get a bag of that jerky
there you
because
go.
it's so good. Well, I hope you guys have a great great weekend, great evening, and a great week. And we'll see you next month. I'll probably be in a cast for a little bit, but we'll get back and we'll get back in the saddle. So I'll talk to y'all guys later.